And also let's talk about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Not a great time to get involved in relationships, and Venus is retrograde at this point too. So probably not a good time to start relationships. If you can, try to be friends with them and hold off on that until maybe it goes direct. And also don't get back together with exes. There's a reason they're an ex. It never works. I mean, maybe some people can say it works, but
if you want it to work, try to get together outside the retrograde period, because the retrograde period is so fleeting, and it takes you over that old territory. Yeah. And it's not just that we're having this retrograde in Aquarius and Capricorn, but think of all the times it's done that in your lifetime. So you could be going over stuff from years ago and rehashing it and bringing it to the surface.
Right.
So that's what the problem with exes is.
Well, and also I think take the opportunity, if an ex does call you, revisit something, revisit and heal whatever. Maybe it's time to ask, why didn't it work from your perspective?
True.
If you can listen. Oh, and take the Mercury in Aquarius, be detached, just try to listen and not take everything personally.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as it could be personal, but sometimes it's just, I hate that saying, it's not you, it's me. But then I always think I'm not into you. So, I mean, it's a nice way to just say it's not you, it's me, but really I'm not into you. And maybe it could be just as simple as that. Just something in it just didn't work for me. It's not about you necessarily changing something, because even if you changed it, it may not still work for me. So don't take it personally. It just isn't a match.
Right. And it is a big world. There are so many people that you haven't met yet. And so, and this is the part where we are so interested in what we have. The bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. That's the old saying, right? That's like saying this one is more important than double that. That's
right.
Yeah, I know I'm stating the obvious, but it's, but this comes down to moon sign, really. I mean, some moon signs get very emotionally attached. Some are more detached.
Yeah. And I've got the detachment. So not that I don't have feelings or stuff, but I get that. I get that.
Yeah, there's some moons that need to work at detaching. And the plus about having a moon that attaches is that you can be very much in the relationship. You can be very present and feel really connected. But when it's time to disconnect, it almost feels like something's being torn apart.
Yes.
So, so there's pluses and minuses to every chart.
Right. And you know what? My words of advice for somebody who has that is love yourself. Love yourself, really, don't be with somebody who doesn't want to be with you. I mean, love yourself enough to, as much as it's hard, walk away. And it's not like I haven't been in hard relationships where I still love the person, but I knew I had to walk away, and it's hard, but you got to love yourself more.
Well, it's interesting too, that when we start the chart, what is the first things we hit? We hit the first house, that's confidence, and the second house, which is self-worth. Those are the two things we begin the chart with. Those are what's important. And when you have planets in those houses, that's where you need to work at it. So so you can know instantly, if you have planets in the first house, planets in the second house, you have to start with you and taking care of you.
And I have planets in those houses. So that's why I'm giving you this advice. I've had to work on that.
Yes.